Well, good morning. Thank you to everyone for hopefully tuning in and showing up to our promotional ceremony that is going to cover actually several series of promotions that have taken place over the last several months as we have been navigating this new experience through COVID-19 and the pandemic and all the things that we have to do differently. So what our plan is today is to cover all of the promotions all the way back from February to date. All of our promotees could not be here, and we understand that things happen, life happens from time to time. But I do want to start off by acknowledging those who could not be here today and let them know we're going to be circling back with them to officially issue them their badge and their oath of office, because that's really important. So some of our people who are not here today is Lieutenant Daniel Hess, assigned to Engine 27, was promoted on February 19th. Lieutenant Champ Hollenshad, assigned to Engine 33, was promoted on March 18th. Lieutenant Cameron Rowland, assigned to Engine 27, was promoted on April 15th. Lieutenant Nicholas Wood, assigned to Engine 20, promoted on June 10th. And Captain Osmont Kelly Pyle, assigned to Engine 8, was also promoted on this day, June 24th, 2020. So congratulations to all of our promotees and those in attendance today. So what our plan is we're going to call up each of our promotees by the date of promotion and invite them up. I'll just say a few brief remarks and allow them the opportunity to say a few thank yous to those who helped them get to this point. And then our assistant chiefs are all here, and they will actually be doing the badge pinnings this morning. You know, because we're virtual does not mean this is any less significant. Your accomplishments that you have set out for yourselves are significant. They're being realized today or have been realized over the last several months. But that's the starting point in this new journey for you as you elevate in your leadership roles in the organization. And each of you are here today for a reason. You've set a goal, you've accomplished some things, you're all leading people. You know, it's needed more today than ever. You all see the challenges we're facing on just multiple fronts. You know, I'll call it 4 fronts for lack of better terminology. We're still in the middle of this COVID-19 experience, and we're still unwinding and navigating those waters. And we know we're going to be in that space for a really, really long time. As I read the notes of how many positive cases, positive tests came out of our results from yesterday, 46 out of about 1,200 tests. So it's still real, it's still right in front of us, but we're playing a significant role there. As we've been trying to navigate the waters of the protests that are, people are rising up and voicing their thoughts. And all of the changes that need to be made after the death of George Floyd, the nation has reacted in a way that I have not seen before because of the injustices that have just been ongoing. And this is very real. I think we've been in this space since March 25th. I think our first protest in Seattle was that Saturday following March 25th. And we've been in it ever since, and we've been responding to some very challenging situations over that time. But we've been working hard to allow people to express their First Amendment rights while trying to work hard to keep them safe. And it has been very challenging keeping our firefighters safe during this period of time also. We're facing a financial crisis like we have never seen before. If any of you had a chance to read the email that the mayor sent out yesterday, citywide, it spoke to a $300 million shortfall in the city's budget. And that's significant. I've never seen anything that large in my career. And we're all going to be called upon to help that. That's the third front. And then the fourth front is running our everyday calls and responding to all of those everyday emergencies that aren't every day. If someone has a cardiac arrest event, that's not an everyday event. If a fire happens, that's not an everyday event, but those are the things that we do every day. And that's the fourth front. We're working hard to manage each of these and give them the time and the attention needed, while also trying to focus on taking care of our people. And that's been really hard because of many of the things that we're seeing. And that's where you're going to come in, you know, your leadership, your compassion, how you build your teams, you know, keeping that integrity, that SFD integrity at the highest level. All those things are going to be important as you are going to be called upon to lead people. Over the course of your careers, you have been exposed to many amazing leaders, and you're going to be able to take a piece there and take a piece there as you mold whatever it is your leadership style. But I'll ask you to find some peers that you can count on. If you have tough situations and you need to just to vent and maybe get a better understanding at a peer-to-peer level. I'll also encourage you to find those mentors inside of the organization and outside of the organization that can help guide and direct you as you're going through very difficult and challenging times. And you will, because anytime you are going to be leading people, there will be some difficult times along the way. We can't get around that. But find people you trust, find people you can count on to give you really good advice and help you in the direction that you need to go. So today is a day of celebration. Today is a time that's different than any of us have ever seen in my 30-year fire service career and my 5-year military career. I've never seen a time such as this, where our leaders are going to be needed more than they ever have before. So I don't want to put any extra weights on your shoulder or discourage you from, taking that oath of office, but I want to ground you in reality and ground you in who we are as an organization. I know you're there, but it's always good for us to have those reminders to hit the refresh button from time to time. So I want to start off our promotions today with calling up our first promotee, Lieutenant Brian Simons. Please come on up. Those in the room can clap. And just so you know, those who are viewing on Teams or the live stream, we are practicing social distancing. We have our blue tape marks all over, so we're working hard to do that. So just a couple of remarks about Lieutenant Simons. He started with the organization in February of 2012. He's had some assignments at Engine 31 and Ladder 5, and those are very, very busy units. He's structural collapse trained. He's a communications unit leader and a comm unit leader, deploys out on our wildland deployments, and their job and their role is on these wildland deployments and other deployments is to make sure we can all communicate and talk to one another when these big deals happen. The big wildfire happens in the middle of nowhere, there's no systems in place. So a comm unit leader will land on the ground, set the systems up, and make all of those things work. So today is a celebration. His promotional date was April 15th. But I do want to invite up Lieutenant Simons to say a couple of words of thank you. And just give me 1 second while I wipe this down. We're learning. How about that? All right, Lieutenant, there you go.
Thank you, Chief. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to my wife, Sarah. When I told her I was going to go for this and do the promotional process, we were in the middle of a remodel and our house was torn apart. She gave me the textbook look of "you're absolutely insane," but she was 100% supportive, and I couldn't have done it without her. So thank you, and I want to say thank you to my kids as well. It was a lot of time spent studying and practicing the interviews and away from them. So thank you. It's a lot of missed time. We can't get back, but we're going to try. And also want to say thank you to all the mentors and the senior men and women at Fire Station 31 for investing all of your time in me. I'm not going to let you guys down. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Just get right back there. So next, I'm going to ask one of our assistants to come up and pin on Lieutenant Simons' badge. All right, thank you. You can go ahead and have a seat. So next, I would like to call up Lieutenant Kyle Green. Lieutenant Green's promotional date was also April 15th. Hire date, January 10th, 2007. Worked all over the city, engines 8, 40, 39s, ladder trucks on 5, 12s, driver, tiller certified. We're going to need that skill set as we continue to transition into our driver certification program. Your guidance is going to be needed in training so many new drivers out there. I would like to invite up Lieutenant Green to say a couple of words of thanks to those who helped him get to this point.
So first and foremost, I'd like to congratulate all my fellow officers there. I know how much time and effort it takes to get in the position you're at now. I'd like to thank the department for allowing me the opportunity to further my career. I'd like to thank all the officers and firefighters from before me that have helped me and kind of guided me through the way, helped me study, helped me prepare for this job. And I'd like to, last but not least, thank my wife, Olivia, my son Aiden, and my daughter Addison for dealing with me through months and months of studying, being there for me, and giving me the opportunity to get where I am today. This has kind of been a dream of mine to get where I want to be, and they supported me the entire way, and were there for me every day, allowing me to put in 8, 9 hours of study in a day. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Don't leave. So next, I would like to invite up one of our assistant chiefs to pin his badge on. All right, congratulations. So next, I would like to move into the promotions that became effective on June 10th. Lieutenant Ryan Daugherty, please come on up. So Lieutenant Daugherty started with the department in April 16th, 1997. A variety of assignments all over the department: ladder 11, engine 13, ladder 12, structural collapse train, driver, tiller certified. Just a variety of experience over his 23 years here at the Seattle Fire Department, responding to thousands of calls all over the community. I would like to invite up Lieutenant Daugherty to say a couple of thanks and acknowledge those who helped him get to this point.
Thank you. Well, of course, first and foremost, I'd like to thank my wife, Julie, my 2 kids, Elle and Connor, for putting up with me through this whole process and providing the encouragement. I'd like to thank Chief Scoggins and his assistant chiefs for creating an environment where I finally decided that I wanted to take the lieutenant's test and be a part of that leadership team. I'd like to thank my grandfather. He retired as driver engine 31, and his wife, my grandma, Cookie Grandma, for planting the seed to be a firefighter. For my mom and dad for, raising me and putting up with it. There's a few officers along the way, 23 years. Lieutenant Cass, my first officer. Chief Jimmy Scragg for showing me how taking care of your people that's the thing. That's what that makes your job a lot easier when you can take care of your people. Lieutenant Patton, another great officer. We also had quite a few of upper officers that we worked with on ladder 12. Deputy Chief Walsh. We have Chiefs. Well, if you were a captain on ladder 12 when I worked for you, most of them are chiefs now. Thank you. Thanks to the guys at ladder 12 for helping me along the way. And I'm not going to let you down, Chief.
All right.
Thank you.
And I would like to invite up Chief Hastings to send the lieutenant's badge on. All right, congratulations. So next, I would like to invite up the promotees that are effective today with Captain Timothy Duncan. Cap, come on up. Captain Duncan started with the department in 1996, 24 years serving this community. Many assignments, Engine 37, Engine 10, Engine 20, and Ladder 6. Staff 10 backup. Did not know that. All right. CISM peer support. We need it more than ever these days. Just supporting our people. But I think one of the biggest contributions that Captain Duncan makes to the department is helping lift up young people, being there for our cadet program, many years of experience there. Not only have I seen him here, I've seen him at the cadet musters. I've seen how he treats and guides these young people to lift them up to help become Seattle firefighters. And there's probably a lot who's come under your watch that are now on the job. So Cap, thank you. I'd like to invite you up to say a couple of words of thanks.
Thank you, Chief. I'd like to congratulate all the newly promoted officers. One of them was one of my fire cadets, and several of them were recruits that I instructed when I was a recruit instructor. So it's great to see you guys joining the officer ranks. I'd like to thank my wife, Elena, my daughters, Autumn and Marissa, for all their love and support, for my mother and her husband for their love and support. My family, my work family at Station 8 has been a great source of encouragement and support for me over the past few years. And I'd like to thank all the fire cadets that I work with and the wonderful advisors that I work with. And just look forward to serving the city more in the future. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Cap. And I would like to invite up Assistant Chief Carrington to pin his badge on. Congratulations. Next, I would like to invite up Lieutenant Brian Wallace. So Lieutenant Wallace started with the department January 11, 2006. A variety of assignments, Engine 24, Ladder 4, Engine 18, and Battalion 3. How long have you been a medic?
10 years this summer.
10 years as a medic this summer. And I know many of you have heard me acknowledge the work that Lieutenant Wallace has done on our Friday morning calls with standing up our testing sites. You know, it's one of the proud moments of this organization. The Seattle Fire Department has always led with innovation and doing things differently. And, you know, as we're in our 50-year anniversary of celebrating Medic One and all the saves and the accomplishments there, this was another step in that direction. I think probably to date, we've tested over 17,000 people at our 2 test sites in just 2 weeks. That's absolutely amazing to helping our community reopen. I would like to invite up Lieutenant Wallace to say a couple of words of thanks to those who helped him get to this point.
Thank you, Chief. I'd first of all like to say thanks to all my brothers and sisters in B3 and here at the training division at all ranks for their encouragement and coaching to get me where I am today. I have been very fortunate to be able to coordinate this project for the Seattle Fire Department, and there are a few key people I need to say thank you to for that, for its overwhelming success so far. And they are Julie Klein and Leah Tivoli from the Mayor's Office, and also Sarah Smith and Becky Matthews from Seattle Fire. Without the tireless work of these 4 women, this project wouldn't be anywhere close to what it is today. So I appreciate them for making us all so successful. And I want to say a special thank you to Dr. Sayer and Chief Scoggins also for trusting me with this project and also supporting it to the degree they have. It's truly valuable for the city. Finally, I just want to say thank you to my family, both near and far, but especially to my 2 children, Stella and James, and to my partner, Becky Matthews, for your unconditional support and your endurance of all these long days. I love you 3 very much. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. So I would like to invite up Assistant Chief Tim Munnis for the badge pinning. And I received many questions over the last week or so. Are we going to be able to keep Lieutenant Wallace on this project? And I told Lieutenant Wallace, there's no way we were putting him out in ops right now. His value is in what he's doing for the department and for the community. So every now and again, we need to do things differently. And this is one of those times where he's going to keep managing this project for the city. So we can try to transition into the next phase of this pandemic. So congratulations.
Thank you, Chief.
Next, I would like to invite up Lieutenant Matthew Smith. So Lieutenant Smith started with the department in 2008, 12 years on the job. Assignments, engine 35, ladder 6, engine 20, but also a part of the wildland team. Did you get out in the last couple of years?
Yeah.
Wildland team is a very valuable experience where you go out and work with others, not just from around the county, but sometimes from around the nation. And it's different work where you're really serving communities that you may not have seen, and you're working hard to make a difference. And it is really hard work. It is really, the days are long. The supplies are few, and many times you're cutting fire line with the hand tools to try to stop the fire from growing. It's really hard labor. And all those who are a part of our wildland team, you don't necessarily get to see what they do here in Seattle, but around the state, in California, and Oregon, and Colorado, those are some of the places our teams have gone over the last couple of years. I know those communities really value it. You know, during the course of my career, I slept in the dirt a lot of times, and I know the value of that work into the communities that you serve. So I want to say thank you for being part of the wildland team, because it's hard for people here to see the difference you're making because it's not here. But it's really important that we are a part of these teams. And I know our memo just went out the other day to bring on a few more people. So I'm also inviting those who would like to apply, please do, but it's hard work. So Lieutenant Smith, would you like to come up and give a few words of thanks?
Sure.
Thanks, Chief. First, I'd like to acknowledge my crews, the ones I've been assigned to, the ones I've acted with. They've all been exceptional humans, and it's been a blessing to work with each one of them. But most of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Amanda, for all the extra duties that she took on and the stress with our toddlers while I chose to put work before family to get ready for this, and Clay and Cheyenne, and thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll bring you back and have Assistant Chief Brian Hastings come for your badge pin. All right, congratulations. Next, I would like to invite up Lieutenant Moreland Malvo. Lieutenant Malvo started with the department September 16th, 1998. Almost 22 years on the job, serving the community. Working down in the south end at Engine 33, but being a paramedic for a number of years. How long?
13 years, sir.
13 years as a paramedic, running some of the most difficult calls that any of us could ever see, where people can pass away, and he has been out there making a difference. You know, I can remember just a week or two ago, whenever it was, we did our walking interview, because life happens, things are going on, and you need to do things differently from time to time. And I contacted Lieutenant Malvo and said, hey, can you come meet me where I am? And we could just walk and talk for our interview, because I wanted to continue to learn a little bit about him and learn how he would operate out there in the community. I kind of had an idea, but I like to hear the words from the person's mouth. And what I can tell you is he cares about people, he cares about Battalion 3, he cares about our firefighters, and he cares about this community. That means a lot to me. And I know all of our members of this organization do, and all of our promotees, but these are the most critical times. And where we did that interview was kind of in the middle of chaos, and seeing a lot of real things that were on the ground. but I know his passion is real. So I want to say congratulations, and I would like to invite you up to say any words of thanks to those who helped you get to this point. I'll move that up there.
Thank you, Chief Scoggins. Thanks everyone for being here. I'd like to congratulate all my fellow colleagues here. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my wife Lavonda and my children for putting up with me through this time to get to this point. I'd like to thank everyone in Battalion 3 for your support, from Chief Darlene down to Captain Ubaldi, also Lieutenant Curtis, my MSO, Lieutenant Pearson, and also like to thank even Captain Wolfark, Lieutenant Cameron, Lieutenant Boxley, who helped me out a lot in preparing and to be here. And I just want to say, yes, I do care about the fire department. I do care a lot about people. And I think the work that we're doing right now, even in our community testing site to help the city to open up, I think is very valuable and important. And also, and to be in this leadership role now to where I'm not just helping out the community, but also in a role to where I'm helping out my fellow firefighters as well, that may even come up and behind me. I'm just want to let you know I'm here to be a support, and I'm here to learn from everyone as well as we continue to grow and navigate through not just this pandemic, but this thing that we call life. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And I would like to invite up Assistant Chief Barrington to pin his badge on, but supporting Lieutenant Wallace is Lieutenant Malvo. And so that was another one of the questions, because Lieutenant Wallace's team is Lieutenant Malvo and Lieutenant Anderson. And so they divided up the site with Lieutenant Wallace running that operation. And once again, he will not be moving until we get a handle on this pandemic. We're going to do what we need to do. So thank you for that service, because it's 6 days a week. It's only open for 7 or 8 hours, but there's a couple hours on the front end, a couple hours on the back end. There's a lot of navigating the waters to make sure things are right, dealing with a lot of different groups of people and all the people that drive through there. So thank you for supporting Lieutenant Wallace and all the work that you're doing with our testing sites. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite up Lieutenant Edwin Bergato. So Lieutenant Bergato started with the department January 6, 1999, 21 years on the job. Assignments at Engine 41, Engine 20, and Engine 25. How long have you been at 25?
Long time, probably 18 years.
18 years of that 21 years at Station 25. He's a part of our vault response team, the inaugural member of the vault response team. And, this was, once again, I think the first of its kind in the nation, led by Captain Chris Green, with all the members of 25, really putting in the time, energy, and hard work to figure out new and different ways to make this community a little bit safer. And if you don't know the work that they're doing, you should probably reach out and learn about it. I think there's probably going to be a firefighter opening now that this is official today, so some of you may want to put in for that opening. I would like to invite up Lieutenant Bergato to say a couple of words of thanks to those who helped him get to this point.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. I'll be brief. I just want to start with my wife for giving me encouragement to do this and just having my back all the time. Mom and Dad, thanks for not redirecting my attention when I said I wanted to be a firefighter. I appreciate it. I've had a lot of great leaders, some of which are in this room, but I have to mention two names in particular who have definitely forged my way of thinking. And one of them is retired Lieutenant Michael Heaton from Engine 25. And my current boss, I still call her my boss because she'll always be my boss, 40-year veteran, Lieutenant Lisa Barron, who is currently assigned at Engine 25. And of course, last but not least, I want to thank the citizens of Seattle for giving me an opportunity to serve them and put on this uniform, every single day. It's been an honor and a privilege, and I hope to be doing this for a lot longer. Thank you.
And Assistant Chief Tim Munnis will do the badge pin. Congratulations. So next, I would like to invite up Lieutenant Jeffrey McFarland. So Lieutenant McFarland started in 2013 with Seattle Fire Department. A variety of assignments: Engine 22, Engine 2, Engine 5, Engine 36. A part of our tunnel rescue team and our marine response team. Both significant assignments, both are very technical jobs that require a lot of additional training. So I appreciate your commitment and your service in those areas, because that's really hard work. I would like to invite up Lieutenant McFarland to say a couple of words of thanks to those who helped him get to this point.
Well, thank you, Chief. It's my honor and pleasure to be up here today. I'd like to give a nod out to the hard work and dedication all these officers have done. And I want to thank the department for putting this on in these trying times. This is no small thing to do. I know you guys have a full load of work. So thank you for that. I'm very excited to grow into this role personally and professionally. You know, one of the things that stands out is the outreach of support as this documentation has gone out and people are congratulating. It's all these people reaching out, and that's that mentorship. And that's something that really sticks with me and that I want to grow into and to continue to add to that. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I want to thank my family members and the mentors in this department. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And I would like to invite up Assistant Chief Brian Hastings to do his badge pinning. Congratulations. And now I would like to invite all of our promotees to take your place behind your oath of office, and I will now issue you your oath of offices. And I do want to acknowledge Lieutenant Brian Shaner, who did not make it this morning, but we will circle back to him also to make sure we close the loop there. You know, today is one of those days that, you know, I hope it's in your memories, because we want to honor you, we want to acknowledge your work. I can remember each day when I received a new badge and understood the importance of it and understood the weight behind it and my responsibilities to community. I think we're fortunate because, you know, our mission grounds us and really why we're here, and saving lives and protecting property, that really grounds us. Our values are our North Star. They tell us what we should be doing. You know, we work hard. You all have your new badges now to honor those who came before us, because that's what that badge represents. In my mind, so many people along the way have put so many hours and energy into building up our integrity as an organization, and that's represented in the badge that we wear. You know, the patch on our sleeves identify us as members of the Seattle Fire Department, and we always have to take care of that, and that's important for us. So today is a really significant moment in your careers, and even though we're going through a pandemic and we've been trying to figure out new ways to acknowledge our people, because it's really important that we do that, this is a new way. At some point, we'll continue to refine it and try to make it better, but we have to continue to lift our people up for the good work that they're doing. And this is one of those days. You know, as I see Lieutenant Leroy in the back of the room and think about the work that our peer support team is doing, you're now going to be the shoulders that people, you know, come to talk through their issues, concerns. I just don't mean our people. I mean people out there in the community too. I mean, everyone will see you as a leader in this organization. You have to own it. You have to accept it. You have to be okay with saying, I don't know, I'll find out. You have to be okay with probably working a little bit longer or coming in a little bit later or taking a phone call from one of your crew members on your off day. You have to be committed to serving your district, and someone's going to need your assistance. That's going to be out of the norm, and you're going to be called upon to make some real-time decisions. I expect you to do that. I give you the authority to do that. I expect that you're going to be making decisions in the best interest of the community. Me personally, that's my personal philosophy. That's how I try to lead, is I try to lead with making decisions in the best interest of the community. Don't always get it right, and that's okay, as long as we're trying to do the right thing all the time. We know there's going to be speed bumps along the way. So I want to congratulate you before I issue your oath of office, because once I do that, it's kind of a wrap and we're going to go ahead on our ways this morning. But there's a lot of work ahead. Always feel free to reach out to myself, any of the assistant chiefs, any of the deputies or battalion chiefs, or anything that you need at any time you need it. My phone rings all times, day and night, and that's okay. You take the roles and responsibilities seriously. I wouldn't ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do. So if you would please raise your right hands and repeat after me. There's a lot of you, so I should be able to hear you. I state your name. Swear or affirm. That I possess all the qualifications. Prescribed in the Seattle City Charter. And the Seattle Municipal Code. For the position of lieutenant or captain. That I will support the Constitution. Of the United States of America. And of the state of Washington. And the charter and ordinances. Of the city of Seattle. I will familiarize myself with. And be obedient to. The rules and regulations. Of the Seattle Fire Department. And faithfully serve. The city of Seattle. In the discharge of my duties. To the best of my knowledge. And abilities. Congratulations.